Hi everyone, just to settle in, our lesson today is about drawing techniques, but first of all, can you name the techniques in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6? A little clue, right, so number 1 has a vanishing point. There's only one vanishing point, so that is 1 point perspective. Number 2 is kind of freaking with my eyes, but it is isometric drawing, so that's a 30-degree grid that you would use to draw that. Number 3 again is isometric. You can see the grid sort of being used, everything's parallel. Number 4 is oblique, because all the objects have got the front face closest, and all the lines go off at 45 degrees. Number 5, there's two, what's labeled on there as VPs, so vanishing points. There's 2 vanishing points, so it's 2-point perspective. And number 6 is where the lines on the outside edges are a darker tone, darker sort of line weight. So that is our line weight technique. And also number 4, didn't mention, that is rendering as well, where we colour it in using different tones to make it more realistic and 3D. So here's our lesson about drawing techniques and different techniques that designers use to convey their ideas or to help manufacture them. Okay, so this is our starter. We would be doing a title and stuff. So here's a question for you. Why is anthropometric data important? So it doesn't relate to this lesson straight away, but why is anthropometric data important? It is, of course, the measurements of the human body, which means it is really important when you are designing products that interact with the human body. Okay, aims and objectives today. We're going to reflect on the drawing skills that we learned in Year 8. We are going to understand a variety of 3D drawing styles, create a complex 3D sketch, and incorporate embellishments. What we're actually going to do today is we're going to look into something called orthographic projection as well. So we're going to reflect on the stuff that we did previously. Before we can sort of really progress with our designs, we need to think about how we communicate and how we do that. And I think upping our sketching skills would be a real big bonus to do that. The brain bank we don't have, but that's just something to be getting on with. Okay, last year we learned how to draw using different techniques. Today we're going to revisit them. So if you need to revisit them, oblique, isometric, 1-point and 2-point perspective. Obviously we had complex creating, angle cutouts and rendering as well as line weight. Obviously remember the videos that we had when we did that first time round. You can look at those if you need to get your sketching into a different place or a better place than it is right now. But we're going to sort of move on with some stuff, and then hopefully you can progress what we're doing. Okay, so working drawing. So a working drawing is different to sketching in 3D, and it shows different technical aspects and of details of what's going on in your design. So to do these, you need to use a technique called orthographic projection, and this is quite technical, quite clever, but it's quite complicated. So you remember the toothbrush we looked at the other day, and you can see that there are 2 views there. They are 2D views. And it's a really easy way to show a 3D object. If it's really complicated, you can show a 3D object with 2 or 3 or more views from different directions, drawing that view in complete 2D. So you'll see here there is a picture of a radio, like a little clock radio thing, and you can see on the bottom left hand side there is what's called the front elevation. We have got the plan view above it, and we have got the side elevation on the right hand side. Now you should be able to pick up some things from here. It's completely 2D. There is no perspective at all. They're all really crisp, clean lines. They show the whole thing drawn to scale. There are measurements on it, and all the drawings line up. And interestingly, there's actually a 45-degree line. We'll get onto that in a minute. I've got a demonstration of how you do that later. But that's something to bear in mind. If I wanted to have another side elevation, I could put one over to the other side. If that side showed me any more detail, you could do that. You only ever show the views that you need to see to be able to make this product. And that little image on the right hand side, that is the symbol for what's known as third angle orthographic projection. Okay, there's a first angle orthographic projection, but generally in industry we only ever use third angle these days. Another drawing of a car. You can see there's a front elevation, which actually weirdly looks at the side of the vehicle. We've got the plan elevation, which is above it. We have got the end and the side elevations as well. Some more here, so you can see the camera, and you can see the object on the right hand side. You can see how those views are rotated to get to the point that you need to see them. So you can see the front view is being rotated around so you get the right view, and then you've got the front view and it's being rotated to get the top view on that drawing. Okay, rendering. Having practiced drawing techniques, I'm going to revisit the rendering. Now, can you see you can put texture onto your colouring? On the left hand side, you can see we've made things look like sponge, like they're made from wood and different materials like that. So you can put textures and things onto it. You see the bag on the right hand side. You can see that it looks like it's got sort of a lattice texture to the material itself, which is a really clever way of really making sure that you kind of convey the materials you want to use in the drawing itself without having to annotate it or label it. So you're going to do some more rendering and stuff like that later, but we're going to get on with some other stuff about orthographic projection. Okay, so that's just some information about what's going. That's just some information about what's going on. What we're going to do now is we are going to watch some videos that I've produced about producing an orthographic projection, so you understand how to do that. And then you're going to basically copy the work that I've done on that video. You're not doing this home learning.